Hello everybody and welcome to another pomade review. The pomade that we're going to be looking at today is the water base from Tremolo's. Now, previously there have been a handful of home brewers that have been trying to make a water base from their home because in the past, for forever, for however long, people have always said, it's impossible to make a water base without, a laboratory. Because a lot of water bases, or what they're considered nowadays, is a gel type. So a lot of people make the argument, oh, it's gel, it's not really pomade. But recently, with people like Clayton Dowds, and I know a lot of other brewers are starting to dabble into making a home-brewed water-based pomade. Now, what's really interesting is the Tremolo's water base is a gel type water base that's made from his house, home-brewed, which is something that nobody ever thought could happen, or nothing that would ever happen in the pomade world. So right now I just have a little sampler because it's getting released sometime later this week, but here it is, and let's get into it. So on the inside it is a clear kind of whitish kind of color. And the scent, he told me, he calls it Coral Reef. And it's kind of a citrusy, kind of oceany kind of scent. So very, very clean. And his art labeling on it has a mermaid on it, so it's kind of sticking with that theme. So very, very nice. Great scent. So I'll show you how it scoops. So scoops out very, very easy, very, very nice. And goes in the hands just as nice. Feels like a medium holding gel type water base. And still, it just is very fascinating to see that this is happening in the pomade world. So much is changing in the pomade community as it's getting just bigger and booming. Because this is something, 5 years ago, if you told somebody that you'd be making a gel type water base out of your house, they'd call you crazy. But this is insane. So, it goes in the hair really nice. And as you can see, it has a quite good shine as it goes in. But, as with most gel-type water bases, the shine does dull down a little bit. But surprisingly enough, later on in the day, the shine doesn't completely deplete or go away. It just gets a little bit more dull and goes down to about maybe a medium or low shine. So, very nice. And something we don't see a lot of in water-based pomades, aside from stuff like Cool Grease. Alright, so it's all in there. I'm going to get to slicking it back. Now, one of my favorite qualities about this pomade is that it feels like, currently, right now, my hair feels pretty light. Feels kind of like a medium style water base. And that's because my hair, like always, I apply damp. But it keeps the sides really, really, really tight. And as the pomade starts to sit in your hair, and as it starts to dry up just a bit, it gets really, it doesn't dry up per se, it kind of gets a firmness to it. Something that we'd notice more in a heavy holding oil-based pomade. So it definitely does, when you say quote unquote dries up, yes, it does technically quote unquote dry up. But it doesn't get a crunchy dryness like Suavecito or Layrite. It just firms up kind of a bit, kind of makes sure, it gives it more of a locking in feature. So I'm going to go ahead and start forming my pompadour. I get excellent round shape with this stuff and really, really nice height. And I feel like, once again, with that stickiness, this definitely is a trickier kind of water base. In that it styles up very nice, but while it was still wet, I found myself kind of difficult getting my forward round shape. But right now in my hair, it's been a couple minutes. It's really starting to firm up really, really nice. Now, a big issue a lot of times with water-based pomades is wet combing versus dry combing. And I have done both with this stuff. And what is very fascinating and very interesting with this water-based pomade is that most of the time when you dry comb a water base, you get you lose a lot of the slickness on the sides and they start to poof up a bit. but dry combing this stuff just kept my slickness, stayed really, really, really slick in the hair. Just very, very nice. Excellent, excellent. And then when I wet combed, it stayed even nicer. So the way I could compare it is the slickness that you get when you dry comb, it maintains about 90% of the slickness. The slickness you get when you wet comb maintains all the slickness. So very, very, very nice. So I'm looking about done here. And I will give my final verdict on the Dick Tremolo's water base. Once again, just right off the bat, the fact that this was created is a feat in and of itself. That there is a water base that was made out of somebody's home. That is a gel type. But the pomade itself has excellent, excellent slickness. You can get some great height with it, and it doesn't dry up like crazy. And because it's water-based, washes out with just water, and it definitely leaves your hair clean and doesn't, you know, suck the life out of your hair like Suavecito or Layrite. So I really, really like it. It sure is some excellent, excellent, excellent pomade. So if you want to get some water base, I would highly, highly recommend this stuff. Very, very nice, very well made. So alright, so there you have it, the Dick Tremolo's water base. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Check out these other reviews and styling videos right here.